Yeah, Jess, it's a bit of an interesting setup across the area. Typically, we talk about Gulf of Mexico air and moisture moving from the south and warming us up. This is going to be a bit of a different origin of this warmer air. You can actually see with our wind tracker this area of clockwise moving air. This is actually an area of high pressure that's developed across the central portions of the Rocky Mountains. And you can notice that those winds out of the west are pushing right over that mountain chain and down into this pooling of warm air that we've seen develop across the northern and central plains. And that's pushing itself right into mid-Missouri, the reason we're going to be warming up. But the reason that air is actually warming is due to something we call in the weather world the downslope effect. And what's happening is, as that air moves around that area of high pressure from the west to the east, it actually comes down the mountain and sinks. It actually starts fairly cold at the top of the mountain. That's typically why we associate the tops of mountains with such cold air. But as it sinks towards the surface, it actually begins a process of compression, and that compression is actually what's causing that air to warm. We could do a little bit of experiment. I'll put down the clicker. If you take your two hands and you compress them together and you rub them together, they tend to warm up. That's the exact same thing that we're seeing happen here. As you get that air from the top of that mountain chain down to the surface, you actually increase the amount of air pressure that's sinking against that air, and it's that process of that air compressing which is allowing it to warm, and then it spreads out all towards mid-Missouri, and the reason we're going to be seeing such a nice warm-up over the next several days. But for now, for the Storm Track Insider, I'm meteorologist Luke Victor.